on, everybody? It is your boy, Menstick. Back at with another review. And today we are starting a brand new review series, ladies and gentlemen. And we are doing a review series of the Lilo and Stitch movies. But before we get to the actual beginning of the review itself, guys, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, because number one, it's absolutely free. Number two, also maybe I'll the YouTube algorithm recommended it, and more people, maybe they could join. That's it! And you feel free to comment your thoughts on the original Lilo and Stitch down below. But with that being said, guys, it's going to and as you guys can guess, this is building up to the live-action remake, which I should be seeing Thursday, and dropping a review for you on Friday, and it'll be all ending in a big ranking on Saturday, I hope. And if you all are wondering why I'm not doing one for Mission Impossible, it's because I already did one for the Mission Impossible review series when the new film was coming out in 2023. But I will be reviewing the new Mission Impossible on Friday too. And I should be doing a re-ranking on Saturday, so stay tuned for that as well. But anyways, before we get into the actual beginning of the review itself, guys, let's give a quick plot synopsis of the film, shall we? So transition and shoes. A tale of a young girl's close encounter with the galaxy's most wanted extraterrestrial. Lilo is a lonely Hawaiian girl who adopts a small, ugly dog whom she names Stitch. Stitch would be the perfect pet if he weren't in reality a genetic experiment who has escaped from an alien planet and crash-landed on Earth. Through her love, faith, and unwavering belief in Ohana, the Hawaiian concept of family, Lilo helps unlock Stitch's heart and gives him the ability to care for someone else. Alright, so with Lilo and Stitch, for those who do not know, this is actually one of my sister's favorite movies of all time. It's her favorite Disney movie, for sure. And, as you guys can guess, I've seen this film probably countless times because of that. So, I, decided to start the review series, and let's just get into the actual beginning of the review, so shall we? Alright, so starting off with the good here, the number one thing that this movie still holds up to this day is the animation. The animation still looks beautiful, as do most Disney movies from around this time period, because I'm pretty sure this came out around the Renaissance era where they had Aladdin, Lion King, and come out, or at least this came out a little bit afterwards. The animation still looks beautiful, and I'm glad Disney's starting to realize that, yeah, let's do some more 2D animation movies. So they're going to do some more of those soon, which I do appreciate. Next thing I gotta talk about in here is the characters. So of course, the main two leads in here are Lilo and Stitch, and you can immediately buy into how they become friends, and Lilo wants to adopt him because he's very cute, and the growing relationship throughout the film, I think, is very nice and sweet. As well, too, you do have some of the side characters that I think pop out as well. You have Nani, the big sister, in here, for obvious reasons. Then you also have some of the alien characters, like Jumba and Pleakley, I think are very good characters, too. Captain Gantu, as well, as a standout as the main villain of here. Or I wouldn't necessarily call him a villain. I would just say him antagonist, really, because he's just really doing his job. But all the characters in here, I think, are standout, and they're definitely highlights of the movie for sure. Next thing I'm going to talk about in here is Hawaii as a setting. I actually like the Hawaii setting. It's always relaxing to go back and visit this, and throughout the whole entire film, you see the Hawaiian vibes. It's very present with the film, so I like when sort of a film goes to different countries, like Aladdin is in Agrabah, or India, basically. And Lion King with Africa, so I do like when a movie does that and sort of explores the country for a movie, so that always adds a nice viewing experience when I rewatch this film. Another thing in here, the soundtrack. I think the soundtrack as well stands out on its own. It's pretty good. It has those as I mentioned before, Hawaiian vibes thrown in. And then you also have a couple Elvis songs in here as well, which mesh well with the movie. So, really nice soundtrack, again, by Disney. Well done. I do think as well that there's still some pretty funny moments that actually get a chuckle out of me throughout this whole entire film that still holds up, and I think we'll be able to get a laugh out of the whole entire family. So I think that's untouched, and they did a good job with the humor in this one. As for the final positive of the movie is the world building, and you don't get a whole lot of it necessarily, but I like the little hints of world building you have in here with the aliens that are chasing after Stitch. I thought that was interesting to me, so I'm kind of hoping we explore that a little bit more with the live action remake, possibly. That is the good done. Now let's move on to the mixed aspects of the film. And this one's more mixed positive, and that is the familiar story. Now, don't get me wrong.
It is one of the better of those films, but then again, before this, we had films come out like E.T., Iron Giant, and such. But still, really good version of that.
So that is the mixed aspects done. Now let's move on to the negatives. And there's only two. One's not really a negative on the movie. It's just, well, I'll get to it right now. I've seen this movie way too many times, so I've gotten kind of a little tired of rewatching it over and over again. Thanks, sis. Appreciate it. And that would have probably made this review go higher, but it is what it is. But still, it's just, I got personal. I've seen this way too many times, and I kind of got a little tired rewatching it again. And I especially just rewatched it for like my sister's birthday last year, I think, so it's still fresh in my brain, so... but that's not really a negative on the film. It's just, I've seen this film way too many times. And as for the final negative, and the only issue I actually have with the film itself, is the conflicts that I think that you have in here, I think could have been drawn out a little bit more, where you understand where you're coming from, particularly like later on the film,
where Lilo kind of just gets mad at Stitch, and I feel like they could have made it a little bit more natural where you understand where Lilo's coming from, but other than that, just a minor gripe, really.
But other than that, I still think Lilo and Stitch is a great animated film, and I totally get why this is one of my sister's favorite movies of all time. Now let's bring out the toxic meter, and I will give this not toxic and a toxic goodness A-, and still classic to this day. Be sure to let me know your thoughts on this film down below. Is this one of your all-time favorites? I would like to know. Also, stay tuned tomorrow because I will be reviewing Lilo and Stitch 2 Has a Glitch. So, as well, and always remember, Ohana means family. And with that being said, I'll see y'all next one, everybody. Peace.